So what I get from
John
psychology
Yuke, who runs a California startup, came to Ukraine a few years ago to look for IT specialists and never returned home. But with Russian troops massing near the Ukrainian border, Yuki's friends and relatives in the US are worried. They keep messaging him to come home as soon as he can. But Yuki says he loves it in Kyiv and feels the threat posed by Russian leader Vladimir Putin is exaggerated.
I think that it's unlikely that Putin will invade, or even if he did, I think the Ukrainians would be able to resist because there's so many people here and they're very patriotic.
Yuki adds that all his local American friends have made the same decision to stay and are not too worried.
I don't think he's going to be like bombing cities and killing civilians because Ukraine didn't do anything against him, and that would just be a disaster. So like I feel like the worst thing that would probably happen to me is just like losing internet for a little bit.
But not everyone agrees. Joel Wasserman has been living in Kyiv for a few years teaching English. But the latest news made him decide to move to the west, to Lviv, to wait everything out.
Bombs falling around me or artillery shells or rockets, I'd like to stay away from that. And so, I'm not concerned about it happening any day now, but I wanted to make my move fairly early because that would make it easier. It would mean I could take more of my stuff. It meant I could take my cat. It meant that I could be confident that I would have a place waiting for me here in Lviv.
Former U.S. Army medic David Plaster has been living in Ukraine for the last decade. He often travels to the Donbas region as a volunteer to teach tactical emergency medicine to soldiers. If Russia invades, Plaster says he won't leave and instead has joined Ukraine's territorial defense forces to protect Kyiv if he needs to, together with the city's residents.
I'm not running from my home. I live here. Yes, some of us have American, British, European passports. We can leave and go to other places. But why? We should stay where we live and show Putin and the whole world we are not afraid.
Many other expats here in Kyiv share Plaster's views. Citizens of the US, Canada, Britain and Northern Ireland, Denmark and Germany recently took part in an international solidarity march to express support for Ukraine in the face of Russia's aggression.
I've seen some embassies have given travel warnings, and some embassies have decided to remove non-essential staff or family members, but this is my home. This is where I live. I'm not going anywhere.
We're here to stay. We're here to stay. We have businesses here. We have family here. We're not going anywhere.
For Oksana Lihostova in Kyiv, NRI's VOA News.